righty, welcome back. Wrapping up the show with Lacy today. So the St. Louis Stars were originally the St. Louis Giants, and they were playing the Rip Van Winkles, who I recently found out was not a real person.
Right. The Rip Van Winkles
baseball
were playing
team
were real people.
Yeah, they were real people.
Just to clarify.
I just want to kind of throw that out there. Who names a team after a book? Like, you could have named it anything. Like, the Pie-Saw Bird was already there, wasn't it?
Yes.
So why didn't you just name it the Pie-Saw Bird?
I don't know. But, I mean, there were other... So the Rip Van Winkles was a social club. And I don't know where they got their name, but I do know that you had to be married to be part of the social club. And so I found all these, like, different clubs. Like, there was going to be, like, a divorced club because they
was Alton flying high in divorce?
I guess. I was kind of surprised.
For back then, that's pretty interesting. Wow.
Because there was also another club, and I can't remember the name of it, but that was just for single people. But apparently the divorced people couldn't be in the single people club, and they couldn't be in the Rip Van Winkles. Also, this is a fun story.
Oh, my God.
When Sydney first asked me to do this, she asked if I could do, like, just a quick, like, every day, hey, here's something that happened in Alton 100 years, well, however long ago. And I realized I couldn't because there were things like, it would have been like the Rip Van Winkles are holding a dance. And I didn't know what the Rip Van Winkles were.
Gotcha.
And so I realized that it was going to take a lot more research to actually say anything. Because otherwise it was just, who cares? Like, what does that even mean? And I also didn't know, like, are the Rip Van Winkles a racist group? Like, what am I talking about?
That's true.
So.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So I didn't want to inadvertently bring up something that needed further explanation, and I didn't provide it. So anyway, the Rip Van Winkles were a social club for married people. I don't know why they were called the Rip Van Winkles. It might have something to do with the marriage part of that. Who knows? I'll have to look into that later.
Were these actually athletes?
Yes, they were athletic people who were married.
Okay, so it wasn't like just like neighbor Jim down the road that hasn't seen his toes since, the first financial crisis of '08 is out there playing shortstop.
No, they were legit.
Okay, so this is a real baseball team.
It's a real baseball team, but that wasn't their job. Like, it wasn't their job was to play baseball.
Was there only, were the only people on the team a part of the club?
Yes. So they sometimes got excited when people got married because then they could join the baseball team.
Oh, my God. He didn't love me. He just wanted to play for the Rip Van Winkles. Man, If you get divorced, though, you're really thrown down the ladder, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, because you can't be part of your social club or baseball team anymore.
Man, that's got to be a sad club, I guess.
The divorced one?
Yeah. I mean, because you yearn, I'm sure, for the single club because that's got to be more fun.
Right. And I also don't know if you're widowed, what club you're in. I didn't look at that.
They just throw you out.
Who knows?
Gone.
Yeah.
So what I think's so cool about this, we just had on Ed Wheatley. Yeah. And Ed's always great when he comes on the show, but he was talking about his new book that's coming out, which he'll be at Hayner somewhere down the pipeline this year discussing, but really just about St. Louis sports history altogether and some of the sports legends. And the St. Louis Stars were definitely a part of that book and got to talk a little bit about it. And I mean, just the thought, because you don't know the lineup of the St. Louis Stars that day.
I know some of them that planned to be here, like who they planned to bring, but I don't know exactly who played.
So that's what I still find cool, though, is that there's the chance that Cool Papa Bell was playing down on the riverfront in 1925. That's really cool. He's one of my favorites. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So also with that, did they play multiple out-of-town teams? Was this like a big occurrence? Was this a regular thing? Or I
know that Alton teams played St. Louis teams quite a bit. So,
really? Wow.
Yes. And it wasn't even just that. I know that the St. Louis, I can't remember if it was the St. Louis Stars or the St. Louis Giants played, I think it was the St. Louis Giants played the Cuban Stars, which were a team from Cuba.
Missouri?
No,
or actually Cuba?
Cuba,
really?
Country. And I want to say 1916. So they were playing at our Sportsman's Park, and it wasn't even just local teams. There were teams from other places playing in Alton for Alton audiences.
Could you imagine that road trip, though, if you lost?
Well, they were traveling all over the country.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't just like a one and done, they're on a boat and then they're back on the boat. Oh, man, that would have been brutal.
Well, and I have a fun St. Louis Stars fact that I learned.
Yeah.
And Ed might have mentioned this, but the St. Louis Stars actually had their own stadium in the 1920s
I didn't
St.
know
Louis.
that.
Yeah. And it no longer exists now. It's been torn down. It's part of the Harriet Stowe University campus, I think. But no one had any photos of it. And then the Missouri History Museum found a photo and identified it as the stadium. So for years, no one had anything. And then they had this photo in their collection that they were able to identify. And now you can go on their website and see a picture of it.
The Negro League started in 1920, which is fascinating because, I mean, you're only 5 years into the startup of this league, too. So it's kind of interesting to see that kind of the evolution early on and just seeing how their games were played and just some of the schedules of those guys, too.
Yeah, and a lot of those teams were playing before that, but that's when it officially came together as a league.
That's so cool. Well, all I know is that the game cost 50 cents, which I Googled. Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at you.
Googling machine works. $9.15. It would have been $9.15.
That's not bad. I go to that.
But, I mean, if you're a Stars fan, you would have wanted your money back. They got smoked.
No, the Stars.
Oh, sorry.
won.
I mean, you're right. If you were the Rip Van, I just try to get that team's name out of my head. If you're a Van Winkles fan, I would have totally not gone. I would have watched from maybe the overpass or some field down the road.
Well, they did do better the second time that the Stars came to play the Rip Van Winkles, and their nickname was the Rips, if you ever need to know that.
Stop.
The Rips. But
let me get a rip!
CJ, you could have been the announcer for these shows.
Well, I did.
For these baseball games.
It was a show if it's 13-1. I mean, that's a showing. But I did the River Dragons last year.
I know. It was great.
I'm going to miss it this year.
Yeah.
It's all good. But so, with that being said, were there a lot of people at this game? Did I ask you that? Were there a lot of people?
I don't remember if you asked me that, but there were a lot of people. And I don't know what that means because that's just always what it said. Like, there was a great showing of Altonians at the game.
Watching our team get smoked.
Yeah.
So they played again. When? Did they play the second time?
You know what? This is really cool. I put a bunch of sources on here. So that way, if you wanted to know more about the other games that were played, you can find them, or you could just get in touch with me. I already have them saved. But they played against the Rips in May. So they played late April, mid-May, and then they played against the Alton Buicks, which were car employees. That was a
could you imagine
for car employees.
Could you imagine though, like, let's just throw a local car like a Munganast baseball team against the Cardinals for an exhibit. Like,
exactly. That's what it is.
That is wild to me that was a thing back then.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do these guys know like how good these players are? Like, is that a thing?
They were good.
Like, I mean, but like, do they know like obviously, like we all know how good Cool Papa Bell was and how fast he was and everything. But like back then, are they advertised as such?
Yeah, they kept advertising it as like fast baseball. Like the Stars were playing fast baseball. And I've read that they were the way that they played the Stars. Specifically, the way they played was like really, really fun to watch. Like it was very fast. It was very active.
That's how they came up with the term fastball.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Could be. So then they played the Buicks in June. So there were at least 3 games that summer that the Stars came.
Did they travel back quite a bit through the years, or was it just that one year?
You know, I tried to find more instances, and I think the next one I found was maybe closer to 1930. So I don't know.
They said, you guys got to get better first. We aren't coming back here.
They're like, that was fun, but we gave you 3 chances. And
yeah, like, we aren't here just to smoke you. You're like, this ain't the Globetrotters. We're here. We're a real team.
Right. Well, I think it was like a money-making thing for all of the baseball teams.
Yeah.
Like, they would coordinate having these really good teams come out so that people would pay. So it could have been that it just didn't make a lot of financial sense to bring them out because it costs money. And then the more impressive they were, because in 1928 the Stars won. They were the champion, the National Negro League World Series champions in 1928. So I feel like at that point they were probably like, yeah.
No. No. But no. Thanks.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe. I don't know. But
I'd be a good turn down service. I mean, I really would. I would love to have made that phone call.
You can record yourself saying these things and just charge people.
I could. I've always thought about that. Well, I haven't always. I thought the last year with AI, I'm like, what if I just came up with a CJ app? Things that CJ would say. And that way you aren't the one that's getting in trouble. It's me.
Yeah, and you already have to deal with that.
So. What the hell, So with that being said, I want to know who got the one run. I mean, just to say that you got the one run off the baseball team, that's pretty good.
You know what? That's probably in the article. So if you want to know, you can read some.
Do we have any photos? Like, how cool would it be if someone's like, I actually found a photo in my garage from my grandpa when he played on that team?
That would be amazing.
If you had one of those, that would be pretty fun.
Yes. Yeah, if y'all have old photos or new photos, anything that you think represents Alton, and you are willing to share it with us, we can put it on the Illinois Digital Archives, and then we'll have it forever where people can see it and use it.
You know what I'm bummed out about today, too? I've been taking my iron and my vitamins, and I started to look really good. Now today I'm back to being really pale. Well, I looked up whenever you were giving your call to action, and I saw that.
Oh, that you looked really pale? I don't think you look pale.
Huh. Maybe it's just my eyes. Maybe it's just this light.
Yeah, maybe it's the lighting.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely the blue light special getting ready to take place at Kmart here. But it's, I don't know. I just looked up and I'm like, man, yesterday I looked more red. Looked more color.
Weather. Maybe you're just
more colorful.
Lawn.
I just am tired of looking like the wall.
Maybe it's yellow. Maybe yellow isn't.
But I kind of it makes me look more approachable.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's bad.
I totally just didn't rip this out of the closet and get out of the house today. I very articulately plan every outfit,
I look sick in some colors, so.
Yeah, well, pretty much all of them for me. That's why you never see me in black,
Oh, really?
Oh, God. Oh, no, not for me. Not the color.
Okay,
Not
that.
Not the color. But I wish we had fun things like this, though. Like, we had, the River Dragons play the Cardinals one day.
Yes.
Like, how cool. Or, the Springfield Redbirds or, one of their minor league teams.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
It would be super fun.
Or, the Grizzlies, if they played the River Dragons. That'd be a fun one, too.
Mm-hmm. Do some crossovers.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Man, we're coming up with some great ideas today. What was your favorite part about this article?
My favorite part was figuring out what the Rip Van Winkles were. Since I'd had that question for a year now, because I never got around. I mean, I wasn't using them in articles, so I never got around to actually figuring out what the Rip Van Winkles Club was. So it was kind of like a full circle moment where I was like, okay, there's something I could have written about without feeling weird or bad about. And now maybe in the future, I can do more research to figure out all the different social clubs you're allowed to join based on your marital status.
Don't get divorced in 1925 in Alton. That's all I'm going to tell you. Well, and honestly, I think it's really cool that they made MLB put in the Negro League stats and stuff too. Isn't that really cool?
Yes, actually, that was probably my favorite part. So if you have a chance, there's a really cool timeline on the National Baseball Hall of Fame about segregation and integration in baseball. And something I found really interesting is at first it was integrated. Mm-hmm. So there were black players playing on white teams. It was a mixed team. And then there were these sort of gentlemen's agreements where managers and owners of baseball teams all kind of together decided they were not going to have any more black players. And so it wasn't written in stone. Everybody just did that. And there were some that kind of were already in. And so they played out their careers and then just no one else was ever chosen or hired. And so it showed from then during Reconstruction through the present. And there are things on this timeline that cover that entire period. So the first time that there was a black umpire, the first time there was a black manager, stuff like that. And, it's 2020 when they finally put the statistics of the Negro Leagues players in with the players that they already had on there. So it was really cool to see it not just as okay, Jackie Robinson became the first, broke the color line and then we're done. It was the incremental stuff and then where we've come from then. And that's what I love because I feel like it's too easy sometimes to just look at those big moments and not see all the work that had to go into them and also why they even happened in the first place. So the Rip Van Winkle part was cool, but also just seeing some of these players get the recognition they deserved, seeing that being celebrated and also just where we've come beyond just Jackie Robinson. So.
Well, and honestly, it's a really good article. And whenever you wrote it, I was excited when I saw it coming out the other day. And I hope everything goes well. We'll talk in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'll be out for a couple of weeks. It's just a hip thing. It's not cancer related. I feel like if I'm gone for a while, people are going to expect the worst at this point. I finished radiation a couple weeks ago, so I'm done with the cancer thing.
Feeling good?
I'm feeling great.
Good.
Yeah, it was easy. I went on my lunch break every day. It was just at Alton Memorial. They have a great cancer Siteman, like radiation satellite office there. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Everyone was fantastic. So I'm done with that. I'm just gonna get a little hip thing fixed, and then I'll be back in a couple weeks.
There we go. Yeah. I look forward to seeing you.
You too.
No, we aren't. We're out of time. I only got an hour or so left, and then I'm going to go home and go back to bed. Man, this weather just got to me today. I don't know. Nah. I'm out of time. Hey, we got a good show for you tomorrow, though, so why don't you join me then? Until then, try your best to stay out of jail.